Okay, you probably somehow found this video and you're thinking to yourself, yo, who is this guy that's talking about, oh yes, you know what, Starfire Protocol, let's gut this thing, throw it in the bin, never see the light of day. But hold on, give me a moment. Let me explain myself first. My stance on it is, yeah, honestly, I want this thing to die. I want this thing to go away. I don't want it in my inventory slot. Now, why am I all for exactly nerfing Starfire Protocol? But first and foremost, let's go see what it does, shall we? Maybe in case there's a innocent soul that happens to not know what this thing is. Now, the exotic perk is called Fusion Harness. Fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. And then fusion grenade kills grant rift energy. Alright, so now I got some gameplay on here of how exactly you would do Starfire Protocol. I have the arc reserves for more hothead ammo. So there's Starfire Protocol. This is the usual setup I'm running. It's the Dawnblade Well of Radiance. And you need Touch of Flame for sure, because that's how you have the fusion grenade exploding twice. And then you have your fragments and your aspects there. Fusion grenade, bing bang, throw it, get stuck, blow up. Touch of Flame enhances your grenades. See right there on the bottom, explodes twice. Icarus Dash, just there for the sake of it being there. And then you have your fragments, Ember of Ashes, Ember of Searing, Ember Resolve. Let's go to the next one, Ember of Torches. Those fragments. You can read them on your own if you don't know what they do. I can be bothered. Now, Wither Horde is what I've usually been running with this build. It's all I really have much. I don't got legendary grenade launchers like that, or the god roll for it. When it comes to grenade launchers, Hothead. I have Clown Cartridge with my with Demolitionist. I honestly feel like Clown Cartridge kind of fucks me up when I use this thing, because I have two and then I forget, and I end up throwing and then it just wastes. Now see, Demolitionist, relatively simple. Now just gonna go back. And I got here to the mission in Breakneck just so I can show you how, because I don't want to race the raid banner. And then we're going to get into the center here, go to the left, pop my power rift down, shoot a rocket, con cartridge, another one, throw it, auto loaded, throw it, grenade launcher, throw it again, rocket, throw it again, look at that. And that's all that there is to this damn exotic. That's it. Like, I'll do my snap, pop my well, grenade launcher, go to my rocket, throw, unleash a rocket again, pop my empowering rift down, throw the grenade, let it fly. Now, that's pretty much it. Like, that's all I can really tell you. Just let your grenades fly. It's like Mayhem, how Shaxx is like, you didn't throw enough grenades. Well, with this, you will throw more than enough grenades. Shaxx might tell you to stop. Why is this exotic being used? Well, for me, it's relatively simple. DPS. DPS is why people use this damn thing. If it didn't do as much damage as it did, no one would be having this thing. I guarantee you. It's only being used for the amount of damage it could deal. If there was something else that was doing more damage in this thing, everyone would just flock to it. Now, I can actually get to my point of why do I dislike using Starfire Protocol. And, like, this is coming from someone who sees himself as a malleable player. Like, meaning, like, I am more than willing to adjust my my loadouts and gameplay or whatever character I'm using for the benefit of the team. Like, it's in a way that depending on what content that we are going to engage in, or what like the content is demanding of us. For example, if we need certain champion mods, if there's certain surges going on, if there's certain weapons we need, if I have them, Like, when it comes to this whole thing of changing my entire loadouts and setups and everything, I've been doing that since D1, so it's like nothing... So it's nothing new to me. It's like, oh yeah, Starfire Protocol, you gotta put that on first, please. You must get that DPS, or put on Well of Radiance so you can get that damage. I have no problem with putting or changing things on my character for the sake of the team, but Starfire Protocol is where I draw the line. I genuinely feel like this exotic alone has warped almost every single mind or tryhard in this game, that and whenever they see a Warlock, or they are a Warlock themselves, this exotic is the end-all be-all option for that class to play this game for most of the time or all the time. And honestly, with that being said, my distaste for this exotic, it's kind of ruining the game for me. It's like one of the main reasons why I don't want to get on a lot of the time. I'll be blunt, like I'll keep it a stack solid. This one exotic, as childish as it is I guess you could say one of the 13 reasons why I don't want to hop on this game. Because just logging in that day, donning the Warlock robes, and potentially running into, hey yo, you got a Starfire Protocol? Yo, we can use some DPS. You got Demolition Rocket Launcher or Grenade Launcher? Yo, you mind throwing on those fusion grenades? Like, bro, I'm just getting sick and tired of hearing like Starfire Protocol over and over and over. Like, do you guys not get tired of using the same exotic over and over? Like, I feel like that Homelander meme where he's sitting in a theater looking at the screen and it's just nothing but that noise. That is in the background, and you're just sitting there. That's every time I feel putting on the Starfire Protocol. It's just nothingness. I feel dead. To make this clear, if you know who you are, if you're watching this, I do not blame you in the slightest for bringing me to this point. You had no part in this. This was just hearing the name over and over and over again about this exotic, having to use it for all types of content. It's glaring to me how I guess no one's seeing this being a problem, that this one subclass has to only use this in order to be a part of like LFGs, be a part of raids or dungeons for certain encounters, for GM nightfalls. Like, all these hard content where you have to like assemble a group of people together, and then it just incites the whole thing of, oh, know what to do, or must have this exotic, XYZ exotic, must have XYZ loadout. Like, just let people have fun with what the builds that they're doing. Like, yeah, sure, people might be building some dog shit ass loadouts, but then again, at the end of the day, it's all choice. Like, you don't, like, if you invite someone into your LFG, like, if they make a thing, accept it, and then, let's say you ask them, it's like, okay, like, beforehand, it's like, okay, what are you exactly going to be running? It's like, okay, I use this, this, and that. Let's say I'm using the Fellwinter Smash build, where I'm just using Fellwinter's helmet and finishing things to get that 30% constant debuff, and it's like, yeah, that's not what we're looking for. Okay. End of discussion there. So we're gonna look elsewhere. But I guess it's just a wah. I don't want to use Starfire Protocol. And then the other side's like, wah. Well, you're not getting into the raid with us. Go find someone else because we want Starfire Protocol. And then, bro, this is why half the time people aren't doing the shit that Bungie's putting out. Because when it comes time to do them, you have all these people in LFGs just doing know what to do or have certain exotics. When, at the end of the day, this is a fucking game. It's ones and zeros. It's a bunch of code laid out on a page in a code editor for fun. Like, you know, the people who are living and breathing this game, go outside every once in a while. Now I can say the same thing for myself. I played Genshin Impact for 2.5 years. Why did I bring Genshin Impact in this shit? No idea why. I might take it out just for the sake of it, but I'll circle back to the thing. Destiny players, go outside and touch some grass. There's probably some Destiny dads going on that are playing this game still that are doing the exact same shit that I'm talking about here. Spend time with your family, with your wife, with your kids, or if you don't have any of that shit, if you're just single and alone out here, live your best life, bro. Go outside, take in the fresh air. Don't worry about having to do this nightfall every Tuesday or whatever, or doing this raid every Tuesday. Have a life out there, man. Do something. Find something other than hunched over on your keyboard or on your controller or on your phone. In particular, doing the whole LFG thing, know what to do, XYZ thing. Just have fun with the game. I don't know, man. When did the game become like a second job to people? Like, it hit me like a truck too when it came to like this game at one point, and then it just clicked in my head. I'm like, this is not a second job. Bungie's not paying me to do all this nonsense and go through this slog of bullshit just to get nothing. Y'all ain't paying me shit. So you know what? I'm gonna have fun whatever the hell I want. Sure, I may never touch a raid ever from here on out. The only raids I was able to do was back in D1. I haven't done a raid since. I did Vault of Glass D1. I did the Dark Below with the End of Crota. And there's probably some others I'm forgetting that I did in D1. But I did those raids. I felt like that was enough for me. I honestly didn't need to do anything else. Now with the raids now, supposedly this Room Nightmares one was easier. Or it's very easy for people to understand. I don't even want to bother. Because I already know what's going to happen. People are going to be like, okay, you gotta have this, and that. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it. I just want to run around and finish things and have a 30% debuff. Because at least in that way, because how I go about it, if I'm not using the Starfire Protocol, I'm at least compensating that with a, you know what, I don't want to run Starfire Protocol, but what champions are there in this content? I'm more than willing to use certain weapons that will comply with those mods. Like, I won't run Starfire Protocol, but best believe, even if like a Nightfall doesn't need overload, I'm gonna find some way to have all the mods on. So like, normally I run Overload, Anti-Barrier, Unstoppable all the time when I'm doing the Nightfall. Just because at least when the 3 people that are doing it, including myself, if someone is just like, has that there is like, yo, fuck these guys, I just want to use what I want to use, bonk, 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 and then just shit, at least I can do something about the champions and we're not stuck there for the next 30 minutes because this one guy had so much nostalgia, wants to use this one weapon, and just does not conform to any of the content that is demanding of for champions. Now, could I be dancing on two sides? It was like, hey, but weren't you just saying use whatever you want? Yeah, but to an extent. Like, I'm very lenient when it comes to that. Like, yeah, I agree, but not for the entirety of everything. Sure, Starfire Protocol the fuck out of Rolk. Go ahead. Starfire Protocol the fuck out of Nezarek. Sure. If I'm doing GM Nightfalls, or any Nightfalls for that matter, and someone in the fire team channel is breathing down my neck, but yo, just go to Starfire Protocol. What the fuck are you doing? Bro. Your mother. Go fuck yourself, brother. I'm gonna use what I want to use. But in order for me to compensate for that, I'm going to bring all, like, in other aspects of my loadout, I'm going to at least conform to what the game is asking me to do. When it comes to dealing with champions or dealing with certain shields and having certain surges. I have no mind about doing that. But having to use Starfire Protocol in everything and turning either left or right and seeing must use Starfire Protocol. Must use Starfire Protocol. Take Starfire Protocol and shove it up your ass. If there really is if Starfire Protocol is really on the chopping block soon, I hope they do that bitch so bad to the point where they disable that bitch in the game like they did with Winter's Guile a while back, or Winter's Guile, wherever the hell you want to pronounce it, whether Guile from fucking the game there or Gilly, I don't care. Like, I just want it gone. I don't want to see it anymore. Like, I'm this close to being, like, dismantling it just so I don't have it. And be like, oh, well, maybe you could just get it back from the thing. Oh, just reacquire it from your thing. No, I don't have it. I didn't unlock it. I never had a single Starfire Protocol drop, which is a lie, because I've had 5 of these things dropped, and I dismantled every single one of them, except for one. But I will full-heartedly lie that I don't have a Starfire Protocol. I feel no way about it. I really don't. Like, this is how tired I am of this exotic. Again, if you made it this far into the video and you know who you are, it's not you, because we for Spire, I had a blast using other builds, but then the moment you mentioned, yo, we need Starfire Protocol, my mind just went numb. But I don't blame you, because you just wanted this shit to be over with. Like, I can feel it, man, because you got this shit to do, so I can't blame you. But so you're gonna be the exception. You're the outlier. I don't. When it comes to doing content and shit with you, I don't mind it. I'll more than happy to endure whatever pain that ensues with Starfire Protocol and how much of a headache it gives me. But again, it's not your fault. It's just me being tired of me wanting to do something that invokes the fun factor that I had in Destiny, like I did back then in the beginning D2, where I was just running around with Jotun and fucking shit up, having a blast, laughing my ass off when it actually lands and it actually tracks. But now it's like I'm just running on empty. It's running on fumes. Like, this exotic really is dog shit, because it morphs the supposed support class into DPS. This is what the other two were for. Hunter for the damage. Titans can do damage now. And yeah, we can do our damage too, but just because that one support class is there, and because the Rift and all this shit, and with just the existence of Starfire Protocol, it's fucking eating us alive. So I really do hope it does come. I really do hope a nerf is inbound for this exotic. I want it to die, because if it persists any longer, I honestly it reminds me why I switched over to Titan or Hunter, just so I could be free from this exotic. Because then nobody can tell me shit at that point. They can't tell a Hunter or a Titan to pop on Starfire Protocol because it's only for Warlocks. I honestly might just do that. I might just say, fuck being a Warlock, man. As much as I like being a Warlock, I love being a Warlock in D1 with the self-res. That shit was popping, but now they took it away, placed it with Well. I love the shit out of Well. I love it, but I just can't bear it anymore with Starfire Protocol existing. Because every time I pop that shit, it reminds me of Starfire Protocol. I can't. It's now a PTSD of mine that I have. Like, see, I might do it. I might just say fuck it. Unfortunately, I have to say bye bye Warlock. If I get to that point, like it'll probably take a long ass time for it to get there, before I say, you know what, never come back to Warlock again. But it's there in my mind. It's percolating that I just because I had a ton of fun. Like, just the other day I was playing Hunter again and Titan. I had a lot more fun than playing on Warlock, and I was playing Warlock more. And before I hopped back on Warlock, I was playing those two before in D1. And then D2 started. I started off with Warlock and then hopped on to Hunter and Titan. So if you honestly made it through all of this, then hey, shout out to you. You just listened to a person rant about one exotic for longer than you should have. It's just how I feel. You don't have to take it as like as final, but I just don't like the exotic. I want it to be nerfed. And also feel free to put a comment. Like it's an open conversation. I don't mind talking about it further in the comments, but if it gets to the point, like even if like I feel no one is gonna bother with it, no one's gonna make a comment. But if there's a comment there where it's like, oh yeah, no, you're just a shitter, just get good, bro. You don't know how to, you just don't do damage. You're just afraid of not doing damage, aren't you? Bro, it's a fucking game. I don't care. You could say whatever the fuck you want in my comments. Just because I'm shitting on Starfire Protocol, I invite it. I fucking dare you to. Now, if your comment magically disappears, and you're like, oh yeah, no, he couldn't take the heat, he's a bitch. Oh, just know, I'm not a bitch. I don't care. It's just that if you say something that I don't like seeing in my comment section, it's just gonna be gone. But if you're just gonna try and shit on me saying, oh well, you just don't know how to fucking play the game, just get good, bro. I'll keep it there. I don't give a shit. So far, how my channel's been going, like I put shit up on this channel and then like I never look back unless like I see a notification bell that says someone made a comment. I'll look at it. If they ask a question, I'll respond to it when I can. But other than that, go for it. If you want to lay into me for disliking this exotic, go right ahead. I don't fucking care. Like a lot of the shit that's being said nowadays does not faze me. I've heard worse in Call of Duty lobbies back in Modern Warfare. You fucking snowflakes cannot do anything to me. Have at it. If anything, I'll have a big old laugh when I read your comments if you guys make any. So, hey, I invite it. I need a chuckle every now and then. Or, honestly, if you agree, like the video, make a comment, and share what your thoughts are about the Starfire Protocol exotic. If you're on the same page as me. Like, I would really appreciate to see if there's actual comments like that. Like, am I the only one that's thinking this way? Because, like, saw there was a couple Reddit posts that people were like, oh, I can't wait for this thing to be over. But it was like 1 or 2 people. So I'm really curious, out of all the players that are playing this game, am I like one of the only 3 or 4 that are possibly thinking this way? So if you enjoyed, like it. If not, dislike it. I would like to see the dislike button though, of how many people disliked it, but YouTube didn't really take kind to that, because I thought the dislike button was pretty funny. But hey, honestly, you know what? Dislike it. And I'll probably find a way to see how many dislikes compared to likes. It's gonna give me a good laugh. I really want this video to be something that gets interactive with on this channel. But don't expect this to be a recurring thing. Destiny content is not really my thing when it comes to this channel. It's more gacha games. Hence why you see all those Genshin Impact videos and Azure Lane videos and Honkai Impact videos. It's perfect timing too that I finally blew my lid when it came to Starfire Protocol, because Honkai Star Rail is just around the corner. So when that game drops, and I'm pretty sure I'm out this bitch anyway, unless my friend wants to pull me along back into this game to do certain things, because certain other buddy or brother that I know was asking us to get back to this fucking game and doesn't even play when we actually have our stuff leveled up. But I digress. Man, that's all I gotta say.